Hey guys, welcome back. What's up, folks? Well, a lot of people around. There you go. Hello from the beautiful city of Charlotte in North Carolina. How are you guys doing today? Good? Pink Truts, Nathaniel Johnson, Dieter Critters, always here, always around. Aisha da Costa, hello Aisha. Goddess Cammons, Angel, Andre Bates, Motivation 1-on-1. There you go. Hello. Jeremy, Jerry C, Soul Out Grams. What a name. You guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. You guys make up some names. Ryan, DC for Girl, Gerald Fountain, Kevin Curiel. So, okay, guys, please drop a comment down below. Let me know what stocks you want me to go over. And yeah, let's talk about the markets, about what's been going on throughout the week. Let me see. What's up, Alvaro? Cash, New York City. Cauro from Nebraska. There you go, near Warren Buffett. Keytoin, 2000. 1DA Woman 9. There you go. The Qs, sure. Yeah, we'll go over the SPY and the Qs probably. SIVA, HEMS, TSLL. I mean, that's a leverage ETF. So we can add, I cannot analyze TSLL without going over TESI, but we'll go over TESI, no problem. I follow your pivot every day on SPY and been killing it. Awesome. That's the idea. Speaking of the pivot, guys, take a look. What did I say earlier on today? Take a look. Let's go over the pivot right away. So take a look at the information that I posted on Discord, guys. Keep an eye on the pivot. So today at 9:34 a.m., I warned you guys about $592.75, $592.75, right? Did you guys keep an eye on this? So today pre-market, everything was looking super good. The markets went up a lot on the news that a federal court blocked Trump's tariffs and stuff like that, and a lot of stocks were going up, and I told you before the session opened. Take a look, 9:21 a.m. guys. This is the information that I am posting on a daily basis on Discord. I told you our pivot today is $592.70. Look at this. I cannot make this up, guys. So at 9:34 a.m., 4 minutes into the trading session, I told you they are below $592.75. So be careful here, guys. Take a look at the time. Let's take a look. Let's reconcile this information with what actually happened in the case of the SPY. Take a look. Our pivot today, as you guys can see here, $592.75. We can actually round it up. $593 maybe. No, here. $592.75. Look at our pivot today, guys. What happened? Let me ask you. Once the bulls were not able to hold as support our pivot, what did happen, guys? The tape turned bearish. So this is what we are using the pivot for on a daily basis, in order to determine who is in control of the tape from an intraday standpoint. That's it. And take a look at what happened, guys. They were never able to recapture the pivot. The tape was bearish. And I warned you guys about this situation before the trading session opened. Keep an eye on the pivot, guys. Okay, so take a look at this, guys, because today was a very, very tough trading session. Aquita Ellison is telling me that she lost $48 today on the SPY. Well, I mean, that was a small loss. So it is what it is. Today we had a very tough trading session. Take a look at this, guys. Anyone that didn't follow today's trading session and takes a look at the closing of the indices, would think that today the markets had a positive day in general terms. Take a look at this. The Russell 2000 went up today 0.34%. Good. For the IWM. The Nasdaq up 0.39%. Good. For tech. S&P 500 up 23 points or 0.40%. Good for the SPY. And the Dow Jones went up 117 points or 0.28%. But today, guys, we had a massive gap and crap. Massive. Take a look. The SPY closed way off the highs. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla. Take a look at Tesla, guys. Closing the session way off the highs. Let's take a look at Nvda. Look, and we're talking about important stocks inside the S&P 500. Take a look at Nvda. Way off the highs. Let's take a look. Needless to say, this stock, guys, Crwv. This thing got demolished today. Crwv, CRWV. Take a look at this. Way off the highs. Needless to say. Let's go ahead and take a look at, I don't know, Elf Beauty, another stock that you guys love. Take a look at Elf Beauty. Way off the highs. Today's high was $121, and Elf closed this session at $111. So today, we had a massive gap and crap type of situation. So most stocks out there, and despite the fact that we had a positive day, when it comes to the major indices, the SPY and the IWM and the Nasdaq and so forth, today we had a very crappy day, guys. Most stocks out there went down intraday. Not a good day. And I gotta tell you guys, if we take a look at a 4-hour chart of the SPY, let me pull up here a 4-hour chart of the SPY, and let's go over the SPY once and for all. Take a look. So the trend is up. This is a very good looking chart. Above the 50, the 20-day moving average, above the 100 and the 200 DMA, and above and I would say that more important, above the 5-day moving average. Take a look. The 5 DMA as of now, in the case of the SPY, is signaling $585.71. So, the trend is up. This is a technical chart that is under the control of buyers. No doubt about it. But I've noticed throughout the week, and this is something that, I don't know, makes me suspicious about the price action that we are seeing as of now, that good news are being sold. What do I mean by that? Take a look. Let's circle back to Tesla. So today we had good news, guys. What was the good news in the case of Tesla? Well, that Elon is walking away from Doge. This is very good news for Tesla. Very good news for Tesla. Because Elon ended up turning Tesla into a political symbol. That's never positive for any company, right? So we got good news about Tesla, and take a look. The good news got sold. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So CRM, guys, Salesforce, they reported earnings, and their report was actually very decent. And take a look at CRM, guys. This stock is trading, or was trading yesterday when the report came out. CRM was trading 26% off the highs. So we can make a case that a lot of, bad news were already priced in, right? And the report came out. It was a decent report. They actually upguided on revenue. And take a look. The stock got demolished. On good news, the report wasn't a negative one, and the stock went down a lot. I mean, we can argue that the dip ended up being bought up today, but it couldn't go higher. On good news, Nvda reporting earnings yesterday. The report was okay, not a bad report, and the outlook for gross margin, which is the most important factor in the case of Nvda, was better than expected for the upcoming quarter, and Nvda was not even able, guys, to exhaust the expected move to the upside. And today, take a look, another stock that closed off the highs. On, we can argue, good news. Why not? So the fact that good news are getting sold is not a good sign in the short term. However, as long as the bulls remain above the 5-day moving average, and I have been telling you guys over here over and over and over and over again that I use the 5DMA as a gauge in order to determine who is in control of minor time frames, either buyers or sellers. So as long as the SPY, this is Nvda, sorry. Let me pull up here the SPY. So as long as the SPY remains trading or can sustain price above this 5DMA, $586.22, I would consider the SPY innocent until proven guilty. But the fact that we are seeing, as I just told you guys, good news being sold is not a good, it could raise some questions about the current conditions of the markets in general terms. And take a look at these guys, because I have told you on multiple occasions about the 5-day moving average, okay? Which is the moving average that I use for the most part in order to start short-term trades. When I say the 5DMA, I am talking about the white line, this white line that I am pointing out with my mouse. Take a look at the spot that the bulls found support at on Tuesday. Take a look. This white line, the 5DMA. It was tested and it acted as support. And take a look at the spot at which the bulls found support at today exactly. This was near noon, I think. Yeah, at noon, pretty much at noon, when we saw, this was a, let me see, yeah, this was like a $4 drop all of a sudden, near noon. And take a look at the level that the bulls were able to find support at. Right at the 5DMA, guys, $586. So as long as the SPY remains above the 5DMA, the bulls are in control of the tape, and the SPY can keep going higher. And why not? Maybe, I don't know, even go up, I don't know, maybe up to all-time highs. Who knows? The tape is in control of the bulls, but I don't know. The price action that I have been seeing this week, and this is, I don't know, this is some sort of concern, let's just put it that way. And this is some sort of an unconfirmed concern. Makes me a bit curious about what could be happening if this 5DMA ends up being broken to the downside, near $586. So in the short term, this is the most important level that I am keeping an eye on in the case of the SPY. The 5DMA. Again, we take a look at a 4-hour chart. Nothing wrong with the SPY, as you guys can see over here. And more importantly, the 5DMA is being held as support. We'll see what happens if that level 586 happens to be broken to the downside. If we take a look at the 11 sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, take a look. Nothing to complain about, guys. Most of the sectors went up today, except for communication services, which went down 0.81%. But other than communication services, the rest of the sectors of the markets went up. Nothing to complain about. But when we take a look at the closing of the indices, it's a bit tricky. Yeah, it looks like we had a solid green day across the board, and that wasn't the case. And take a look, guys, at a 5-day, 5-minute chart of the SPY. And the markets haven't done much throughout the week for the most part. And we can actually make a case here that today we had an inside day. Do you guys happen to know what is an inside day? Some of you guys know, I guess, right? Today we had an inside day. So what I mean by saying an inside day is that yesterday's high and yesterday's low were pretty much inside today's high and low. They didn't do much. Take a look. Yesterday's high was, take a look, 592.93. What was the high today? 593, say. pretty much the same high. And yesterday's low was 586.91, and today's low was 586.30. This is an inside day. So these days, guys, typically don't offer many trading opportunities. Correct. Yep. It's an inside day. And take a look. So Thursday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, the markets haven't done much this week. And I'm afraid, guys, that since the breadth, maybe not the breadth, I shouldn't say that. That, I don't know. I'm afraid that since yesterday's price action and today's price action as well was a gap and crap, as you guys can see here, take a look, guys. Yesterday we gapped higher, but we closed way below yesterday's high, and the same thing happened today. So we had two gap and crap type of situation yesterday and today as well. I don't know, makes me curious about what could happen if maybe the SPY breaks the 5 DMA to the downside. By the way, guys, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. we have the core PCE coming out. That's supposedly the preferred inflation gauge of the Fed, and we don't care about that. We don't care about whatever that report states. We do care about the price action, about the reaction of the markets. But you have to keep that in mind. So that report comes out at 8:30 a.m. So when it comes to my pre-market commentary, the one that I am usually posting at around 6 a.m. And today we were making jokes about Trump and stuff. So my pre-market commentary, guys, usually comes out at around 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. So that pre-market commentary is going to be posted tomorrow later than usual, because we have to wait for the core PCE to come out before, trying to figure out what could be potentially happening with the tape. And on top of that, guys, 8:30 on the East Coast. Yeah. Eastern Standard Time. Correct. And keep in mind that tomorrow is going to be the very last trading session of May. So it could be a tricky one. We could see some sort of end of the month rebalancing, a bit of profit taking, because the SPY has gone up a lot in May, guys. I don't know. Maybe I am leaning. I am leaning bearish into tomorrow's session. I don't know. Maybe take a look at what happened with the SPY during the month of May, guys. So take a look. Let's see. So May started here. So the SPY has gone up month to date 6%. That's a lot, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of profit taking tomorrow, because again, as I just said, because of end of the month rebalancing and stuff, it's a possibility. Yeah, but again, guys, these are things that I think about, like trying to figure out what could be potentially happening on the next day. But again, price action rules. Only price action pays. So as long as the SPY remains above the 5 DMA, 586.60, we can go higher. Okay, so what stocks am I going to go over here? Let's take a look. Let's go over Este, guys. Yeah, that's a good one. So we had a very positive catalyst, and because Elon is finally leaving Doge, so that's a positive catalyst, no doubt about it. Take a look at this. So Tesla went up today 0.43%, and it closed the session at $358.43. Do you guys think that Tesla had a positive day today? It did not. Take a look. I mean, it had a positive day from a performance standpoint. But take a look, guys. It got demolished throughout the trading session. No doubt about it. Take a look. Demolished. However, and circling back or talking again about the 5-day moving average, this is a very good looking chart above all the moving averages, above the 50, the 200, 100. The 20-day moving average is upward sloping. And take a look, or more importantly, take a look at the 5 DMA. Clearly upward sloping, guys. This is a very good looking chart under the control of buyers. So we can argue that today we saw a bit of profit taking because actually Tesla gapped up from yesterday's close until today's open. Yeah, it did. So no, it did gap up. So we can make a case that we saw a bit of profit taking. But again, guys, and since I use a lot the 5-day moving average, let me draw a line here. As long as the bulls of TESI can hold this level as support, put this down on a sticky note, guys. And this is a stock that I was thinking about trading today, and I told you guys on Discord that I was keeping an eye on TESI. So as long as the bulls of TESI can remain above $353, which happens to coincide, so that 5-day moving average, guys, is coinciding with a previous level of resistance at which Tesla failed on multiple occasions, as you guys can see over here, on 1, 2, 3, 4 occasions before. So Tesla finally was able to burst above 352, and this was a very encouraging technical sign. So any process of consolidation above 352 could be opening the door for a test of 366, which has turned into a tough spot for the bulls of TESI, guys. $366 acted as resistance today and yesterday as well. And take a look, $366 happens to also be a previous level of resistance back from February of this year and also back from November of last year. So I think that if Tesla can take out this level, guys, 366, this would be very bullish. And we can have higher prices coming up for Tesla. This situation could be attracting a lot of buyers into this technical short. And on top of that, we got good news. So finally, Elon is leaving Doge. So that's good news. Say that the 5 DMA is broken to the downside. It could happen. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we see more profit taken. So what would be another level that I would be interested in keeping an eye on in the case of TESI, guys? What about the 20-day moving average? It is upward sloping. I have told you guys here on multiple occasions, over and over and over and over again, that the slope of a moving average is very important. Very important, guys. So the 20-day moving average, the 20 DMA in pink, is upward sloping. That implies that since it is upward sloping, it is potentially pushing price up. So the 5 DMA is broken to the downside. 324-ish could be a level of interest for a potential bounce of TESI. Let me take a look at the market structure of TESI. Let's take a look at Tesla. So this is a tool that I use in order to visualize imbalances between the demand and the supply of any given stock. So take a look at the demand, buyers, and the supply. I mean, the demand or buyers is reflected on top of this chart, and at the bottom, you guys can see the supply, sellers. Take a look at the demand, guys. It is starting to go down. No, this is not really positive, and the supply is rising little by little, let's just put it that way. So the market structure of Tesla is warning us, or was warning us, about potential profit taken in the case of TESI. It doesn't look very good, let's just put it that way. So taking a look at the market structure that I am showing you guys, maybe this 5 DMA might not act as support. If it doesn't, maybe a test of the upward sloping 20 DMA at $322 could be in the cards. But again, price action is the more important factor that I take into account when it comes to trading. So as long as TESI breaks 352, I think that we have a potential test of $366 coming up. But looking at the market structure, I would be open. I would be open to the possibility of this 5 DMA being broken to the downside and maybe, I don't know, trying to buy the dip on TESI at $323. And if we take a look at anchor VWAPs, guys, these are anchored volume weighted average price lines. Let me show you. This is my favorite technical indicator. And in the case of Tesla, it looks very good, guys. Take a look. If we take a look at an anchor VWAP that comes from all-time highs in the case of Tesla, we get an average price of $310. So these market participants that started positions on Tesla when this stock reached $486 back in mid-December, well, the average market participant that started positions on Tesla way back then has an average price of $308. They are making very good money. And if we take a look at another anchor VWAP that comes from the day of the presidential election, after that day, Tesla exploded to the upside. We get an average price of $318. So, what message are these anchor VWAP sending us? Well, that we didn't have important levels of overhead supply above the current price of Tesla that could be acting as potential levels of overhead resistance. So, this is very bullish, obviously. So I'm thinking, guys, that if, and despite the fact that the demand is starting to go down, if Tesla takes out $366, I think that we have higher prices coming out for Tesla more likely than not. So these are the levels that I would be keeping an eye on. 352 and $323. There you go. So what else? What website is that for supply and demand? The name of the website is Market Structure Edge. You cannot see the name of the website because I am blocking it with my camera. There you go. Market Structure Edge. It's a paid subscription. It's not cheap, but I mean, I am making the most of it, guys, so I am paying for that. You know, I am a full-time trader, so I need to pay for the stuff that I need to pay. Do you trade live every day? Yeah. So, Kevin, here goes the deal, guys. Listen up. I have a Patreon, but my Patreon is spoken and written in Spanish. So I have been telling you guys to avoid signing up for my Patreon. Some of you guys have signed up for my Patreon, and since you don't speak Spanish, you will lose your money. So I have ended up reimbursing you guys when you sign up. I tell you, hey, bro, I mean, this thing is in Spanish, so let me reimburse you. So I have gotten a lot of emails from you guys and a lot of requests from you guys in order to offer you something in English. A lot of requests. So I've been working on that, and I think I don't have a specific date yet, but I think, guys, that in a week or so, 2 weeks, maybe the latest, I am going to be able to roll out a Patreon in English with similar information relative to the information that I'm posting on my Patreon. So keep an eye on that. I will let you guys know. But I am live streaming for the members of my Patreon throughout the whole trading session, but those live streams are spoken in Spanish. So, yeah, keep an eye on that. Yeah, I think that in 2 weeks or something like that, a week out, 2 weeks the most, I will have a Patreon available for you guys in English. And on top of that, most of you guys are sending me messages on Discord that I don't have the time to answer, guys. I wish I could answer your messages, a lot of messages. And I don't have time, guys. You guys are sending me DMs on Discord. I don't have the time. So once the Patreon is ready, I am going to be able to be in touch with you on a daily basis. You guys can ask me whatever you guys want to ask me. Some of you guys are asking for these kind of, private, lessons with 5 or 10 people. So I will let you guys know. But I think that in 2 weeks or so, I am going to have something ready in English and at a very affordable price, needless to say. So you will not have to spend a lot of money on it, okay? I will let you guys know. Okay, let's keep going. Palantir. Let's go over Palantir. PLTR went down today 1.16%, and it closed the trading session at $122.32. I mean, a very good looking short. Today we saw a lot of profit taken here. Take a look at these guys. So Palantir opened the session at $126, and it ended up going down to $121. So the bulls were able to find support right at this pink line. This is the 20-day moving average. And they bounced back up, but they weren't able to hold that support into the closing bell, this white line, the 5-day moving average. So we can make a case that in minor time frames, despite the fact that this is a very good looking chart, take a look, guys, above a rising 200 EMA, rising 100, 50-day moving average, upward sloping 20 DMA. This is a very good looking chart, but in minor time frames, we can make a case that the bears were able to make some progress today here, guys. So it is imperative for Palantir, in order to keep going higher tomorrow, to burst above $123, which is a level that coincides with the 5 DMA. And I would say that more importantly, guys, not losing or not, or the bulls of Palantir have to make sure of not letting the bears break this pink line to the downside, the 20-day moving average, $122. If Palantir starts to close candle below 122, this is not a good sign, guys. Let me pull up here once again the 4-hour chart. Let's see. If that were the case, guys, if Palantir breaks 122 to the downside, I would say that the next potential gap could be 117. This is a previous level of resistance back from late April, and also a previous level of support back from mid-May. This could be a potential level at which Palantir could be bouncing back up. So it is a very good looking chart from a major time frame standpoint, but in minor time frames, and again, guys, if tomorrow, since it is the last day of the month, and maybe we have a bit of end of the month rebalancing and profit taking and stuff, don't be surprised if we see Palantir trading below 122 and maybe, I don't know, paying a visit down to 117. Keep in mind, guys, that this is an uptrend. No doubt about it. So when it comes to uptrends, dips tend to be bought up. That's what happens in uptrends. And this is a major uptrend. So I might be a buyer of the dip near 117, but say that, I don't know, maybe the markets decide to go up tomorrow because they liked the core PCE or whatever it is. Palantir above to 122, so above the 5-day moving average, could be, in my opinion, paying a visit once again up to 127. 127 has turned, by the way, guys, into a tough spot here, guys. So the bulls failed at 127 yesterday after hours, the day before yesterday as well, and also on 2 occasions by mid-May. But that's a potential gap to the upside. So above 122, I'm constructive. I think that this technical short could be attracting buyers into it. And if the 20 DMA is broken to the downside, I would be a buyer of the dip here on Palantir near 170 bucks. Let's take a look at the market structure of PLTR. Let's take a look. Palantir, the Messi of artificial intelligence. Take a look, guys. The demand isn't looking good, huh? Take a look. Remember, on top of the chart, you guys can see the demand, buyers. And at the bottom, the supply, sellers. Take a look at how the demand is going down, huh? This is signaling profit taking. And that's what happened today, by the way, is because these market structure charts are updated every 24 hours. So if I had taken a look at this market structure chart today, pre-market, I would have thought that maybe profit taking was a potential scenario in the case of Palantir today. And that's exactly what happened. So the demand is going down, no good for the bulls of Palantir. With that market structure, if Palantir cannot hold the 20 DMA near 122 as support, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a test of 117. But regardless of the market structure, guys, only price action pays. Palantir closes candles above 123, above the 5 DMA, and maybe we have a potential test of 127 coming up for the Messi of artificial intelligence. Netflix, sure, let's go over Netflix. NFLX. Let's see. Netflix. There you go. So, take a look. And let's talk about a gap and crap day, guys. Take a look at this. Netflix opened this session. Take a look at the pattern. Take a look at the patterns, guys. What I told you a few minutes ago is information that we can reconcile with the technical charts. Today we had a crappy day in the markets. Anyone can take a look at the closing of the indices. Oh, but the market today had a positive day. Yeah, sure. The Russell 2000 went up, and the Nasdaq went up, and the S&P went up. Bullshit. Today was very rough out there, guys. And Netflix is an example of what I'm telling you. Not a good sign from a short-term standpoint. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay. So, again, the 20 DMA, take a look at this line, guys. I think this could be a potential level from which Netflix could be bouncing back up. So take a look at this pink line, the 20 DMA, 20-day moving average, $1,167. And take a look at the slope. It is rising, right, of the 20 DMA. That implies that it is potentially pushing price up. So Netflix finds support near $1,167, which is a level at which we can see the 20-day moving average coinciding with a previous level of support back from mid-May, and also with a previous level of resistance back from early May. So we have over there the convergence of an important moving average, the 20 DMA, which is upward sloping, which is very positive, is bullish. And that moving average is coinciding with a previous level of resistance and support. So maybe in normal market conditions, we could be a buyer of Netflix at $1,165. What could be the next potential gap to the upside? What about the 5 DMA? Guys, ideally, in my case, I trade stocks, or I go long stocks when they are trading above the 5-day moving average. And I gotta tell you that most of my successful trades occur when I start a position with a stock recapturing the 5 DMA, the 5-day moving average, or finding support at it. So in my case, the setup that I would be feeling more comfortable with would be Netflix recapturing, once again, the 5 DMA, $1,195. Say that Netflix consolidates above that level. Let's round it up, $1,200. Maybe this could be opening the door for a test of $1,211. When I trade Netflix, guys, I usually do it with shares. I usually buy 10 or 15 shares. So if you have a $10 or $15 push to the upside, you're making, like $150, $100. So that's more than enough for me. So yeah, I would be very bullish about $1,200, and I would be curious about Netflix finding support at $1,165. Let me take a look at the market structure of NFLX. And by the way, guys, I didn't take a look at anchor VWAPs in the case of Palantir, because this stock is trading at all-time highs pretty much, or near all-time highs. So we don't have any important levels of buyers trapped above the current price of Palantir. Take a look at Netflix, guys. The demand is also starting to go down. Remember, this is a market structure short. So on top of this short, you guys can see the demand, buyers, and at the bottom, the supply, sellers. The supply is going down, which is good. This isn't bearish, but you never want to see the demand of any given stock starting to go down. And if we reconcile this market structure short with this 4-hour short of Netflix, we can see that we are seeing profit taking here. I don't know, maybe the profit taking could accelerate tomorrow, and we can see a test of $1,165. I would be curious about Netflix potentially bouncing back up from that level. And what else? CRWV. Wow, that thing got destroyed today, guys. Jesus Christ. It was about time, right? Crwv down today 9%, and it closed the trading session at $105.55. So, again, the 5 DMA, 5-day moving average. Ideally, from a bullish standpoint, we want to see Crwv recapturing this 5 DMA, which also happens to be upward sloping. That's positive. I am talking about $110. A potential process of consolidation of Crwv above $110 could be opening the door for a potential test of $122, which acted as resistance 2 days ago. Say that the bulls of Crwv are not able to recapture the 5 DMA. If that were the case, let me zoom out here. The next potential level of support to the downside could be, guys, $95. This could be an interesting level in the case of Crwv. $95 is a previous level of support back from May 23rd, and also a previous level of resistance back from May 20th. Yeah, this stock could be bouncing back up from there. By the way, guys, let me tell you something that I am always telling you, but that is worth remembering. Or let me ask you something. Are you guys trading Crwv with options? or shares? If you're trading this ticker, guys, with options, you don't know what you're doing. And I'm sorry, I don't want to insult anyone here. Why, Tasha? Take a look at the implied volatility. It is super high. This doesn't make any sense. Do not trade options here, guys. Why is it? Well, because implied volatility is too high, 138%, 125%, 114%, 121%. So the options that you are buying, either calls or puts, are ultra expensive. You guys need to understand the way that implied volatility works. In my case, guys, I rarely ever, I mean, there could be an exception to the rule here and there, but I rarely ever trade options on a stock which implied volatility is above 70%. Why is it? Well, because if I am paying, guys, a very expensive price for any given option, I need a very aggressive push to either the upside or the downside in order to be able to profit from that option. Be careful, guys. Take a look at the implied volatility. When the implied volatility is above 70%, you should be selling options rather than buying options. You should become a seller and not a buyer. You should be speculating with options buyers. Insane. The implied volatility is super insane, guys. Oh my God. 123%, 114%, 132%. Insane, guys. Sometimes, guys, this happens to me throughout the trading sessions with newies on my Patreon. So they ask me, hey, Alvaro, I got some calls of Crwv and the stock went up $4, but I am not making any money. Of course you're not making any money. Because the implied volatility is too high. So keep that in mind, guys. I mean, I would advise you to trade this ticker with shares rather than with options. So again, I'm going back to the short. Above $110, I think that we have upside potential here, maybe up to 121. And say that the bulls are unable to recapture $110, I would be keeping an eye on $95. How would I be trading Crwv, guys, with shares? Let me tell you how. I would start a small position, say with 50 shares, at $109. Crwv breaks 109 to the downside, I might be adding more shares at $95. Breaks $95, I would be making a last purchase near the upward sloping 20 DMA. This stock is too volatile, guys. So if you want to start the trade here and you pretend it will be right away, well, that's a tough one. I mean, I wish you good luck, but that's a tough one. Let me see if I have the market structure of Crwv available. CRWV. And I'm curious about an anchor VWAP from all-time highs. Let me see. No, I don't have this ticket available, unfortunately. I mean, it's an IPO, right? This stock has been trading for 2 months or so. 3 months. Damn it. No, I don't have it available. I do not. No. I owe you the market structure of Crwv, but I am curious about an anchor VWAP. Let me see. Crwv. But this stock, no, forget it. This stock made a new all-time highs today. Yeah, so this is we just need a VWAP here. Yeah, let me see. Let me see something here quickly, guys. Edit studies. Let me pull up here a volume weighted average price line quickly. VWAP. Apply. Take a look. So the market participants, guys, that today opened positions on Crwv. Oh my God, sorry, this is messed up. Hold on for a second here. Price access. There you go. So the average market participant. So keep this in mind from a persistent standpoint, guys. If we pull up a volume weighted average price line, VWAP, which is showing us, guys, the average price of every market participant that started a position on Crwv today, we get a price of $118. So what information is this VWAP sending us, guys? That we had a lot of people buying the dip today because the stock was going down, and the average market participant that started a position today on Crwv has an average price of $118. So in theory, $118 should be a big level of resistance in the case of Crwv tomorrow if that level happens to be tested. So if you start a position on Crwv, maybe your profit-taking level could be $118. Do we get a deal here? Is everything clear? Let me delete the VWAP here. I don't need it for my technical analysis. There you go. And I got the price axis. Oh, here. Okay. Alrighty, so that would be the plan with Crwv. $118, sell the rip, above 110, bullish, and maybe, I don't know, $95 could be also a level of interest for a potential bounce if CRWV keeps dropping, and do not buy CRWV options. How about that, huh? I already went over Netflix. Yes. Can you please look into Hood? Of course I can look into Hood. Sure I can. Let's take a look at Robinhood. I haven't taken a look at Robinhood in quite some time, guys. Profit taking, guys. The name of the game today was profit taking. Can it be a coincidence that tomorrow is going to be the last trading day of the month? Do you guys think this was a coincidence? Take a look. Let's talk about profit taking, guys. I am officially bearish into tomorrow's session, guys. Yeah, that's it. Aquila, I cannot go over TSLL because that's a leveraged ETF. So it doesn't have a individual price action. It is simply tracking Tesla. So if you are going to be trading TSLL, you need to keep an eye on Tesla. So the technical analysis that I just showed you guys about Tesla is going to apply for TSLL. Yeah, keep that in mind. I will go over it, but I'm not gonna. I don't have anything to tell you about TSLL. You have to keep an eye on Tesla, guys. When you trade leveraged ETFs that are tracking other stocks, you cannot analyze those ETFs alone. So say that I will be circling back to Hood. Say that you opened a trade on, I don't know, let me think about SQQQ. Can you do a technical analysis of SQQQ? No, you can't. Why? Because SQQQ is an inverse ETF of the Qs. I cannot do a technical analysis of SQQQ here, guys. It doesn't trade on itself. It is simply tracking the Qs. Do you see what I'm saying, Aquila? So in the case of TSLL, look, TSLL. Yeah, this is a bull ETF of TESI. You cannot plan a trade on TSLL analyzing this technical chart, because this leverage ETF is tracking TESI. So for any of you guys to be able to trade a leveraged ETF, SQQQ, TSLL, I don't know, SPXL, which is a bull ETF of the SPY, any leverage ETF that is tracking an underlying asset, you have to analyze from a technical standpoint the underlying asset. Okay, let's go over Hood here. Let's go over Hood. And I'm not pissed, by the way. The other day, someone sent me a message. Alvaro, you talk to us like if you were pissed. I am not pissed. No, that's the way I talk. I don't know. Maybe I am rude. Sorry about that, guys. I am not calling you out here. Yeah, that's the way I talk. I don't know. Maybe if I am being rude, then I apologize for that. I am not pissed on anyone here. Robinhood markets. Correct. I am passionate about what I do. Okay. So Hood, again, the 5-day moving average. So take a look, guys. A good looking chart. Rising 200, 50, 100, and 20-day moving average. But more importantly, the 5 DMA is upward sloping. This is bullish. But take a look. The 5 DMA was broken to the downside today. Profit taking across the board. So let me draw a line here, guys. So it is a very good looking chart under the control of buyers, but the bulls have to defend, have to recapture this 5 DMA, this 5-day moving average, $64.60. A potential process of consolidation above this 5 DMA could be opening the door for a test of $67. Previous level of resistance back from May 21st. So super bullish about $64.50, so above the 5-day moving average. And if, I don't know, tomorrow we keep seeing profit taking across the board, let me zoom out here. What level would I be interested in buying Robinhood at? The first one would be $62. This is a previous level of support back from mid-May. And if that support is broken to the downside, take a look at this rising 20-day moving average in pink, $58. This is a very good looking short, guys. And again, this is an uptrend, and dips tend to be bought up in uptrends. So I am prone to end up buying this dip. But I would rather taking a trade on Hood above the 5-day moving average. But this is an uptrend, this is a clear uptrend. So I wouldn't mind taking a shot here at $62, previous level of resistance. You guys know that previous levels of resistance tend to act as new levels of support. Maybe we can start a position near 62, and if maybe Hood keeps dropping, it could be finding support and bouncing back up from this level that is coinciding with the 20 DMA, $58 approximately. Let's take a look at the market structure of Hood. Let's see if we see something meaningful here. Robinhood, there you go. So Hood, let's go take a look. And take a look, guys. In the case of Hood, we have the demand through the roof. If we reconcile this market structure chart with the charts that I just showed you guys of Nvda and Palantir and so forth, the demand of those stocks is going down. In the case of Hood, take a look. It's quite the opposite. So the supply is going down, supply sellers, and the demand is through the roof. This is a very good looking market structure chart that encourages me to buy the dip again at $62 or maybe $58, guys. And needless to say, guys, a potential process of consolidation of Hood above $64.50 could be attracting buyers into this technical short. And on top of that, guys, and this makes Hood looks even more bullish. If we take a look at anchored volume weighted average price lines in the case of Robinhood, take a look. Let me display an anchored VWAP from... No, forget it, guys. It just made a new all-time highs. Let me see. Yeah, an anchored VWAP from all-time highs is signaling $64, which is a level that is coinciding with the 5 DMA, 5-day moving average. So we don't have important levels of overhead supply above the current price of Hood. So, yeah, this is a very good looking short, guys. And I've noticed, guys, that at times Hood tracks Bitcoin. You guys know that most of the revenue that Hood makes comes from crypto trading. So ideally, if you guys are trading Robinhood, you should keep an eye on Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin is getting killed and dropping like a rock and stuff like that, I would reconsider starting a position on Hood. I'm not going to say that the Hood is a crypto proxy in the market, such as Coinbase or Marathon Digital and stuff like that, but it does track some way, somehow, Bitcoin. So I would keep an eye on Bitcoin if I am trading Hood. Yeah. I am a student of this and Jesse. He's not peace, he's passionate. Thanks, Alex. There you go. Thank you very much. SoFi, my BlowFi. Let's take a look at SoFi. And by the way, we are 54 minutes in. There you go. Okay. SoFi, my BlowFi. Okay. Let's go take a look at SoFi. It went down today 1.13% and it closed the trading session at $13. By the way, guys, and if you guys have been seeing have been watching my streams recently, what's the most important factor that you need to keep an eye on when trading SoFi? There's a mechanical aspect that it's important in the case of SoFi. What would that be? Well, I take a sip of what was Sprite. What would it be? There's something out there that you need to keep an eye on if you're trading SoFi. So this is a stock, guys, that is super sensitive to interest rates. Very sensitive. To yields, to bond yields. Why is it? Well, because this is a bank. It is a digital bank. So mortgage interest, okay. Let me show you. I would keep an eye, and I always do it when I am trading SoFi, TLT. Treasury bonds. If TLT goes up, I'm not gonna say I am not going to say that it is guaranteed that SoFi will follow suit, but this is very positive. Why? Because SoFi, for the most part, is it's inversely correlated to yields, to TNX. To the 10-year treasury yield. And TLT is inversely correlated relative to yields because this is a treasury bonds ETF. So ideally, guys, if you're trading SoFi or you're planning on starting a trade on SoFi, you need to keep an eye on TLT. If TLT is falling like a brick, that's a warning signal before starting a trade on SoFi. And take a look, guys. So TLT has started to go up. So yields have started to go down. That's positive for SoFi. My BlowFi. So let's take a look at SoFi here. Let me see. So from a technical standpoint, profit taking today as well. But take a look at these guys. Sorry. If SoFi recaptures the 100-day moving average, 100 DMA, the 100 DMA is signaling as of now $13.54 with TLT going up. That's signaling that maybe buyers could be stepping in here in favor of SoFi. So a potential process of consolidation above $13.50 could be opening the trade. Sorry, could be opening the door. I'm tired already, guys. Could be opening the door for a potential test of $14.54. $14.54 happens to be a previous level of resistance back from mid-May and also back from late April. So above $13.50 with TLT going up and yields going down, I would be constructive about SoFi, and I wouldn't touch SoFi, guys, below $13.54. Why is it? Well, because over here we have like some sort of a spider of moving averages. We have the 5, the 20, the 50 and the 200 are coinciding at $12.33. And this could be also a potential level of support, guys. Take a look at how this, take a look at how the 50-day moving average in green and the 200 DMA in red are pretty much coinciding. So if the bulls of SoFi cannot burst above $13.50, I would be curious about a potential bounce at this level, guys, because we have two important moving averages coinciding at $12.20. Could be a potential level for a support of SoFi. But ideally, guys, and since I like trading stocks, especially above all the moving averages, I would rather starting a trade on SoFi above $13.60 ish approximately. Let's take a look at the market structure of. I haven't gone over Nvda, right? Did I? No, I didn't. I mean, I kind of did at the beginning of the stream, but no, I haven't carried out a deep analysis of Nvda. Let's take a look at the market structure of SoFi, my BlowFi. Let's go see. I can wrap up the stream with Nvda. Why not? Look, the market structure isn't looking good, guys. Take a look at the demand. The demand collapsed Again, on top of this chart, you guys can see the demand, buyers, and at the bottom, supply, sellers. Take a look at how the supply is going up. The supply is rising, more sellers in minor time frames relative to buyers because the demand is going down. So, I don't know, this market structure chart makes me believe that maybe we have a test of $12.22 coming up for SoFi, and that's a level of interest for a potential bounce. And if we take a look at anchor VWAPs for SoFi, yeah, GLD is an easy one. I can go over GLD, Glenda. Yeah. SoFi, let's go see. Oh, take a look, guys. What an interesting level, huh? So check this out, guys. An anchored volume weighted average price line that comes from all-time highs in the case of SoFi is signaling as of now $13. So what message is that anchor VWAP sending us? Well, that the average market participant that started a position in SoFi back on January 27th at all-time highs has an average price of $13. So as of now, those buyers are defending price down there, guys. They are pretty much breaking even, but they have not capitulated. They are defending price there. That's positive, 13 bucks. So let me reconcile that anchor VWAP with this technical chart. Yeah, I mean, so the 100 DMA is signaling as of now $13.50. So that reinforces my idea that SoFi above $13.50 would be very bullish. Why? Because above that level, we didn't have many important levels of overhead supply above the current price of SoFi. And on top of that, SoFi above $13.50 would be trading above all the moving averages, which is also very bullish. So give me SoFi above $13.50, and I might be giving it a shot. Why not? And lastly, I mean, you guys, I already went over Crwv, bro. Yeah, you need to rewind the stream. GLD, easy one, guys. I was keeping an eye on GLD today. 5 DMA. This is an uptrend. Make no mistakes, guys. Rising 200, 100, 50, and the 5 DMA is also rising. Or more importantly, we can say that the 5 DMA is rising. Give me GLD above $305 with the US dollar getting killed, and I am a buyer. This level is critical, guys. 304. I would be a buyer above 305 with the dollar going down. Nvda. Let's go over Nvda. So they reported yesterday. It was a good report. Take a look. I would argue that it brought good news. But profit taking across the board. So it's an uptrend, guys. Above all the moving averages, the 50 and the 20 DMA are upward sloping above the 100, above the 200-day moving average. More importantly, the 5 DMA is starting to rise. So as long as the bulls of Nvidia, guys, can defend price, or can sustain price, rather, above the 5 DMA, above $135, I think that we have higher prices coming up for Nvidia. What happens if we see... I would be a buyer, guys, of Nvidia here. Oh, by the way, today I closed a trade on Nvidia, by the way. Pretty much at the open of the session. 135 could be bouncing the tape, guys, for Nvidia. That's a level of interest. If $135 is broken to the downside, I would be curious about the convergence of the 200 DMA and the 20-day moving average. The 200 in red, the 20 in pink, $126. That could be a potential spot for a bounce in the case of Nvidia. That would be the trade, guys. I would be waiting for... I wouldn't be chasing it here. Needless to say, knowing that today we saw a lot of profit taken here, and I would be waiting for it near 135. I might be a buyer down there of Nvidia. If we take a look at the market structure of Nvidia, what do we see here? Nvidia Corp. And ta-da. Yeah, look, guys, the demand is starting to go down along with the supply, but you never want to see the demand of any given stock going down. So profit taking, guys, that's the name of the game. Profit taking. Yeah. Keep an eye on 135, or if 135 is broken to the downside, 126, the convergence of the 200 and the 20 DMA. And I think that as of now, Nvda is above all the moving. It is above. It's above all the anchor VWAPs that are worth to be pointed out. Let me see. Yeah, 100%. So an anchored volume weighted average price line that comes from all-time highs is signaling 119 bucks. So that's positive. That's positive for Nvidia, guys. If the bulls can sustain price above the 5 DMA, we didn't have a lot of buyers trapped above the current price of Nvidia, so that could be why not? Why not? Opening the doors for a potential test of all-time highs. Yeah, if the markets don't fall off a cliff, because today today was very rough out there, guys. Very rough out there. Okay, guys, I gotta wrap it up because it's been a long day for me. Again, guys, if you want to make me a favor, hey, what happened with my camera? Am I still live? Oh yeah, something happened here with OBS. Yeah, but I'm live. Right? Yeah. Okay. Please do me a favor. Go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Drop a comment because I am streaming exclusively for you guys. So all of the comments that you guys are posting on the live chat will not make it up to the video that I am about to release once I am done streaming for you. Because I am streaming exclusively for you. But once I am done streaming, I will be releasing this live stream for all of the members of our YouTube channel. So please do me a favor. Go to my YouTube channel. That helps me with the algorithm of YouTube. Hit the like button, drop a comment. Like, hey Alvaro, why were you pissed? Stop yelling at us. Whatever you guys want. Bye guys. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow on Discord. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go grab a beer. I am about to grab a beer. Mind you. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye.